to Kletzer. In this video, we are going to be going through length and choosing units of length. That's the topic. So, to introduce to you about length, in Australia, we use the metric system for all units of measurement, except for the units of time calculations in the metric system. They are made more simple because they're based on the powers of 10, just like our decimal system. It's introducing you. So they're the three most important units of length used in everyday living, and they shorten symbols. I'm just gonna show you now, okay? These are the top three important units. So basically, to be showing you 10 millimeters, that equals to 1 centimeter. Yeah, 10 millimeters equals to 1 centimeter, and then 100 centimeter equals to 1 meters. Yeah. And then after that, just raising this a bit. Okay. 1,000 meters equals a kilometer. Okay. Basically introducing you with the top three most important. Okay. Most important. Okay, watch out. These are the most important stuff to know, okay? These are the top three most important things to know about length in your everyday thing. Okay? So basically, another way about thinking of it is by the letters itself, okay? 10 millimeters, mm is millimeters. The word milli, right? Milli. It basically means in 1/1,000. That's what milli means, okay? So therefore 1 millimeter is 1/1,000 of a meter. Because if you go in length, right? It's basically length. It's decided on the metric system. It's meters. They must have meters. The word. Just write more meter. Meters. See? Meters. And then they also have liters and grams. These are the main things, right? And then, since we're focusing on length, this is length, yeah? Since we're focusing on length, we're using this meters. So milli means 1/1,000 of a meter. Of a meter. Okay? So, this is what basically means, okay? And then, okay? Then going down, centi, which is used for centimeters. Centi means 1/100. That means of a meter. So you see these fractions, right? So I'll just erase this. If you see these fractions, if you go in this, milli means 1/1,000 of a meter. Basically, it's the same thing as saying 1,000 millimeters. 1,000 millimeters equals a meter. Okay? How? Basically, how do you find this? Since 10 millimeters equals 1 centimeter, and 100 centimeters equals a meter. Since these two have, it converts into this, and this converts into this. Basically, I have to do 100 times 10 basically means 1,000 since you just add a 0. So this is how it basically is. 1,000 millimeters equals a meter. The word itself sometimes says it. And another thing, how 100 of a meter, I think everybody knows that 100 centimeters equals a meter. So in this fraction, it says it by here itself, 100. So basically, and if it's 1 over 100, so yeah, that's what it means. And then another thing means, I'll just say, okay, the word kilo, which is used for kilometers, kilo means 1,000. Yep, kilo means 1,000. Or 1,000. Kilo means 1,000. Therefore, 1 kilometer equals 1,000 meters. Okay? If it means 1,000, then it's just 1,000 times. But since it's in this centi and milli, they're in a fraction. They're in a fraction, you can see, right? They're all in a fraction. That means they are divisible. Okay? So 1 over 100 of a meter equals a centimeter. That means 100 centimeter equals a meter. But since kilometers is 1,000, it's not a fraction. It's higher than a meter. So it's basically 1 kilometer is 1,000 meters. Okay? So yeah. So now so if you like basically let's never mind. So I'll just give an example of converting them into each other. So basically now I'll just erase this pip. Yep. Okay, converting. So now if you're converting, I'll just give an example. Okay, change 3.5 centimeters to millimeters. Yep. Okay. So basically in this question, we need to use our converting thing. So based on the formula we just saw here, I mean not there, I forgot I erased it. But here, I'll just draw it again. Yep. Based on the formula that 10 millimeters equals a centimeter, and then 100 centimeters equals a meter, and 1,000 meters equals a kilometer. We know that 3.5 centimeters to millimeters, basically you times it by 10, because since centimeters is higher than millimeters, if you want to convert it, you have to multiply it. Since millimeters is smaller, so you have to multiply it to do it. But let's say if they're saying 3.5 centimeters to meters, then you have to divide it to find the meters. What they mean by dividing 3.5 if you're converting into meters in this question, basically what they mean is the answer will be 0.035, because since it has to be smaller, since you're dividing them. If it's a bigger place unit of measurement, you divide it. You're converting, it's a bigger thing. But if it's a small one, you multiply it. Okay? From the measurement one, you don't know. That's all. Okay? So to find this, since we know that 1 centimeters equals 10 millimeters, we can basically do 3.5 centimeters equals to 3.5 times 10. Basically what you do, 3.5 is here, right? You just move the 5 over here. It's 35.0, which is all the same as 35. Or you can just move the decimal point over here. So yeah, that's how it is, and that will give you the answer as this a bit like this. 35 millimeters. Okay, that's basically it. And then another example question I'll give it. Change 3.45 meters into centimeters. Okay, so basically, since we know from here this formula that 10 millimeters equals to a centimeter, 100 centimeter equals a meter. Sorry if there's error. 100 centimeter equals a meter. Since we know that, you can just write over here a meter. Just erase this a bit. Since a meter equals to 1,000, not 1,000, 100 centimeters, we can basically, what you just do, 3.45 meters equals to 3.45 times by 100, and what you do, 3.45 here, right? You can move the number, like since it's 2 times, there's 2 zeros, so you can move the number twice, so it'll be 34.5, then 345. Yeah, you can move the numbers without moving the decimal, or you can basically move the decimal here and then again another zero here, so 345. So if you just think, erase this, the answer it's going to give is 345 centimeters. Basically, got to remember these things, these formulas. These are very important in day-to-day life. So then, okay, now let's do 4,000 meters to kilometers. Okay, so since we know that 1,000 meters equals a kilometer, and since 4,000 meters equals 4,000 divided by 1,000, because 1,000 meters equals kilometers, and since we want to find kilometers, we have to divide it. So basically what you do, there's 3 zeros here, and there's 3 zeros here, and 3 zeros, they go, strike this out, so there's only 4. So that's basically 4 kilometers. Another way I'll just show you is, 4,000, and this dividing by the 1,000. Basically, you can just cross it off. There's 1 zero here, you can cross 1 zero off. There's 1 here and 1 here. So now 4 over 1, and that's same as 4. So that's basically another method of just finding that. Okay, so it's basically 4 kilometers. So now we basically went to length. Okay, we just basically went to length. Okay, let's now go to converting units of length. Okay, just need to move something. Okay, choosing units of length. Choosing units of length. I did it correctly, right? Yeah, choosing units of length. So normally, right, by choosing units, we normally use like millimeters for very small lengths, like measuring the thickness of an exercise book. And we use centimeters for small lengths, like measuring how long your pen is. Like the nails on your fingers, like normal fingers, are about 1 centimeter wide, right? If you measure. We then use meters to measure any lengths around the house, like the length and width of your bedroom. And kilometers are used for measuring large distances. We use kilometers for distances between towns and suburbs. Okay, so basically, let's recap what I just said. So, what do we use millimeters for? Millimeters, we use it for small lengths. Like, let's say, this is an exercise book, okay? And the thickness of the exercise book, yeah? Say this is a exercise book, whatever's here. And then there's a bunch of pages here, yeah? It's a bunch of pages. And on this thing, we're measuring the thickness. In that of an exercise book, not a novel book, an exercise book, that we measure in millimeters. Yeah? That's we measure in millimeters. Now what about centimeters? Yep, centimeters. Yep, centimeters. We measure centimeters like how long let's say you have a pen, which I'm currently using now to a Samsung pen. Okay? A pen. What do we measure the pen by? How long the pen is. We measure it in centimeters because meters is way too large and millimeters is way too small because an exercise book, millimeters, it's going to be long because roughly what I think a pen is, if I use my instincts, which are very bad, say like 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters. My instincts are very bad. Don't blame me. I may get that wrong. But you measure it in centimeters because that's the appropriate thing to measure. I don't know the exact number, but I know that you use pens for centimeters. And also, use it for how the nails on your fingers, right? They're about 1 centimeter. Or a bit less, but they're about 1 centimeter if you round it up. And then what about meters? Meters. What do you measure meters by? We use meters to, let's say, around your house. Not the house, but around your house. We use it measuring things around your house. Yeah? What do you mean? Let's say your normal size bedroom. Yeah? Normal size bedroom. What would you have? What would you have in your normal size bedroom? Basically, it would be very big. Not like what I'm drawing right here. Very big. Basically, you'd have a very large bed here. And then you'd have some table here. And then you have a window. This very big window, let's say, normally. And then you have a door. And then you have this wardrobe here. It's a normal size bedroom. Very bad drawing. But that's a normal size bedroom. You measure it like at your table. Like any stuff which like a bed. Which are like common household big things. Like, yeah, fridge, many stuff. What about kilometers? What about kilometers? What do you measure kilometers by? We use it for measuring large distances. For example, let's say you're measuring between towns and suburbs. Let's say between Quakersville and Borkamills. Or let's say Campbell Town to Richmond. Yeah? Many things, measuring between towns, suburbs, or even sometimes, let's say, countries, yeah? Countries, let's say between, let's give, Malta and Belize. You measure it in kilometers, right? It's just random countries, it's just coming in my head. Okay, Malta, like there are many examples of what you can do kilometers. Look at Amazon rainforest, Daintree rainforest, many things, or desert, Sahara desert, Thar desert, many things. Yeah. So, in examples. So basically, I will give you some examples of what you normally measure. Like, I'll give you. Okay. So length of your exercise book. Yep, length of your exercise, not width, length of your exercise book. There's a difference between the length and width, yeah, of your exercise book. Okay? So length of your exercise book, what do you think it will be? Millimeters, centimeters, meters, or kilometers? Okay. Length of your exercise book. The correct answer is centimeters. We said previously that the width of your exercise book is able to measure in millimeters, but this is the length. And you know the length of the exercise book, which is roughly this size. Not to scale. It's not to scale. Basically, the width is a bit very small because in a normal exercise book there's 128 pages, I think. Some 64 or some in 256. But either of them, in the width you measure millimeters, but the length is always similar. And you measure it in centimeters. Yep, you measure the length of your exercise book in centimeters. It's not millimeters, it's a bit too small. And meters and kilometers, you can strike that out immediately. Yep. Okay, I'll give you another one. The length of a swimming pool. This is a bit easy if you know, like, if you went to like swimming carnivals, what the names of swimming races. I mean, not carnival. Please, swimming pool. Okay, length of a swimming pool. What would you find this by? Is it millimeters, centimeters, or kilometers, or meters? Okay, the correct answer is meters. How? I think everybody would have heard like normally when they say, right, 25-meter race, 50-meter race, or let's say 100 meters race, 200-meter race. Like, you know those test race? I can't swim like in like these sections. Like, they're very far, these sections. I can't do that. But these, like, they're very long, like swimming pools. It's the length of a swimming pool. Not, yeah, even the width, even the height of a swimming pool, it's large. Like, do you know when they sometimes say it's 1.2 meters? No, they sometimes, 1.2 meters. You can dive in. But normally when they say like shallow waters, no diving. Basically, this is just an example. Length of a swimming pool. You may have heard this a lot, and if you went to like heard about swimming things, Olympics, you know. So what about? I'll just give you another example. Remember, these examples are just to like increase your understanding of choosing units of length, because in many school assessments in year 6, that's what they do. Yeah. So what about the thickness of 40 sheets of paper? You may think, wow, that's a lot. But remember, it's a thickness, not the length. Like, what I mean, basically, like, let's say it's roughly around here, and then basically, not exact. I can't draw like 40 things here, but basically, what I mean, like, you get it. It's this thing. You see the thickness, the height. This thing what we're talking about, not the length. Yeah. What, you guessed it? The correct answer was meters. I mean millimeters. Sorry, millimeters. How? They're talking about the thickness, the height, not the length. If it's a length, then centimeters would be appropriate thing. But since it's millimeters, since it's the thickness, we use millimeters because that's the appropriate thing. Like it'll be like, it won't be centimeters because it's a bit too large. You have to use decimals. Like I'm not good at my instincts, so I'm not gonna say it because my instincts they're very bad. So basically, yeah, that's what it is. It's millimeters. Some can be very difficult, like say they're saying football field. It's a bit difficult. Okay, next one. Distance between your house and let's say and the nearest supermarket. Okay, what would you think the answer is? Some people actually this question it's like varies. Some people may be like very close to a supermarket, like or a mall. Basically, do you know in malls there's many houses, apartments there. Like some people may live very close, like let's say 300 meters, 750 meters. Some people may live like by meters away. But it can also be kilometers because some people also live very far. So this question, it varies between meters and kilometers. Definitely not centimeters because even if you live right next, you can't live right next because, some people may do. But for most people, the answer would be meters or kilometers. Okay? So, yeah. Just two more examples and okay. What about just one more example. Sorry. Let's say your height. Yep. Your height. Okay. Yep. So now the answer for this question basically it actually varies. It can be it varies. Like it can be centimeters or meters. Like let's say you are 180 centimeters, then you would do like 1.8 meters, or which is a bit easier, or you can do the other way, 180 centimeters. It just varies. You can do centimeters or meters. You can't do kilometers. You can't do millimeters. So basically there's two answers to this. And yeah. And I'll just give you one more thing. Thickness of like a big novel. Let's say for example, what I mean by this is, let's say Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Yeah, you can use that. Or let's say the Order of Phoenix. I don't know a lot. And then Emily Rhoda's books. They're very long. They're very thick, the book. So yeah, a big novel. What do you think? There could also be two answers to this. Let's say I could use like millimeter. Let's say it is 16 millimeters thick. You could also use 1.6 centimeters thick. Yeah? You can like straight away think, eliminate kilometers, meters. You can straight away eliminate these two out because a book can't be that long. unless it's, let's say it's a very, I have a sword book, but there may be some one or two books which are like 1 meter long. I never saw, but yeah, they may be. But the most appropriate answer for this is meters, or millimeters or centimeters. So that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed it, and bye.